All right, so moving on to the next segment. I'll be sharing my 2025-26 NFL award predictions. So we're going to start off with MVP and work our way down the list. So who I believe will win MVP this year, my prediction will be Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson is going to win his third MVP award this NFL season. Realistically, this is a quarterback award at this particular point. Unless you have an insane season or something that is really rememberable, you're not winning the MVP award over quarterbacks nowadays. The last non-quarterback to win the MVP award was Adrian Peterson back in 2012. That outstanding season that he had with the Minnesota Vikings. But I think Lamar Jackson is going to win the MVP this year. He's marvelous in the regular season. I mean, last year, looking at his season that he had with the Baltimore Ravens, after the Ravens started off 0-2, lost the opener against the Chiefs on the road, lost their home opener against the Raiders, Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens did a 180. They completely changed things in Baltimore, and he put together one of his most impressive seasons throwing the football. He had a total of 4,172 passing yards, 41 passing touchdowns, 4 interceptions, a QBR of 74.8. I think that was top 3 in the league last year in terms of the QBR department. But Lamar Jackson's probably going to have even more rushing yards this year running the football. He's probably going to have more rushing touchdowns running the football. And if he can help the Baltimore Ravens go 12-5 or 13-4 at best and put up similar stats to what he did last year, it's a runaway for him to win the award this upcoming NFL season. So Lamar Jackson is going to be my pick to win the MVP award this NFL season. Then we're going to move to Offensive Player of the Year. I think that award's going to go to Saquon Barkley, running back for the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Eagles' offense is still great. They still have one of, if not the best, offensive line unit in football. And I think Saquon Barkley is hungry to have a similar season to what he had last year. He got a taste of the playoffs and thrived. He got a chance to play in his first ever Super Bowl. Really didn't have the best game, but still helped the Philadelphia Eagles get there. And a year after leaving the New York Giants, going to a rivalry team in the Philadelphia Eagles, he won a damn championship in his first year there. I mean, this man was a cheat code for the Philadelphia Eagles. Best season of his NFL career. He had 2,000 rushing yards, 2,005 rushing yards, 13 rushing touchdowns. Still went off in the playoffs, too, in the wild card, the divisional round, and the NFC Championship. If he stays healthy, he could have a similar season or something even better. But I think Saquon Barkley is hungry for success, and I do believe he will win the Offensive Player of the Year award in the National Football League. This is where things get interesting here for Defensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, I'm actually going to go with Micah Parsons to win the Defensive Player of the Year award. Now, hear me out. At this point, other than Patrick Surtain for the outstanding season that he had at cornerback, this particular award goes to the edge rusher that basically piles up the most sacks. And I think this year Micah Parsons is going to put it all together. Yes, he still struggles against the run. There's no doubting that. And the film speaks for itself. However, he's still an outstanding player, a difference maker on the defensive side of the ball. He's a game changer. He's a game wrecker. And 3 out of 4 seasons, at 3 out of his first 4 seasons, he was an All-Pro. And he's been in the conversation for winning this particular award for his first 3 out of 4 years in the National Football League. And he's a versatile player, rack up sacks. He's had over 50 career sacks playing in 4 NFL seasons already. He's disruptive in the pressure numbers and can be disruptive in different positions, whether you want to line him up blitzing as a linebacker, line him up as an edge rusher. I think the Green Bay Packers should be very thoughtful of how to use Micah Parsons this upcoming NFL season. I think based off of him being traded out of Dallas, the way how everything ended, he has something to prove despite getting that huge contract, being the highest paid player that's not a quarterback in NFL history. I think Micah Parsons is going to go out there and have one hell of a season. He's going to be my pick to win Defensive Player of the Year this NFL season. Comeback Player of the Year. As I take my Starbucks drink, I'm going to go with Aiden Hutchinson to win Comeback Player of the Year, edge rusher for the Detroit Lions. Now, the Lions will be so happy to have their best defensive player back in Aiden Hutchinson. Last year, honestly, for the small amount of games that Aiden Hutchinson played, I think he had 7.5 sacks last year. He was well on his way to winning Defensive Player of the Year last year until that brutal injury happened in Dallas when they played the Dallas Cowboys on the road. But we all know the story. The Lions still went 15-2, but they were basically playing with street players, grabbing players off the streets to play for their defense. even in the divisional round against the Washington Commanders. But I think Aiden Hutchinson will be back to being that playmaker that the Detroit Lions were missing out on towards the end of the season as they went on that stretch of wins. And really, he's going to be a difference maker on the defensive side of the ball. The Lions really missed his presence down the stretch of the season. Probably could have helped them get to an NFC Championship game back-to-back years if he was available. But I think he's going to be a big difference maker. Comeback of the Year award is probably a lock for him this upcoming NFL season. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going to go with Ashton Jeanty, running back for the Las Vegas Raiders. He's that spark that the Raiders offense truly needs this NFL season. The Raiders struggled to run the football last year as a team. They really did struggle to run the football. Ashton Jeanty will be an effective running back, running the ball, getting a lot of yards after contact like he did at Boise State. He was a very violent running back in the backfield, and possibly be effective as a pass catcher. As I record this, Amari Cooper just retired. Jacoby Myers has requested a trade. So if you're not throwing the ball to Brock Bowers, if you're Geno Smith, you might want to check it down and give some looks to your fresh new rookie running back in Ashton Jeanty. So he could be very effective running the football and as a pass catcher. But I think it's a lock for Ashton Jeanty to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I'm going to go with Abdul Carter, edge rusher for the New York Giants. He's a heavy favorite to win this award this year. And, I mean, if Travis Hunter can be that player that he was at college, then maybe he's deserving of winning this award. But I think this is a runaway favorite for Abdul Carter to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. And he would actually be the first player to win this award for the New York Giants since Lawrence Taylor was their edge rusher decades ago. So what a stat that would be for Abdul Carter. But I think Abdul Carter will have a solid rookie season. I think he'll have a range of 5 to 8 sacks this year because, I mean, he's going to play a big part, don't get me wrong, but that defensive line that the New York Giants had, they got one of the best defensive lines in football. So he's not going to do all the heavy lifting on the defensive line because he's got so many players to play alongside of him. I'm talking about Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau. I mean, this front seven is going to be after the quarterbacks this year, despite how good the New York Giants are. That could be the best part of their team, their defense. But I think Abdul Carter will be effective, stopping the run and having a lot of success, getting a lot of tackles for loss, and being an effective edge rusher when needed for the New York Giants. So I like the range of 5 to 8 sacks. He probably have a lot of pressure rates this year, but I think he's a lock to win Defensive Player of the Year this NFL season. Coach of the Year, I'm going to go with Mike Vrabel, new head coach for the New England Patriots. I think Mike Vrabel really does have a chance to win Coach of the Year this NFL season. And he might not have an outstanding record, maybe help the Patriots win 9 games or more and get one of the final wildcard spots in the AFC. But I think he's going to do an outstanding job coaching for the New England Patriots this year. I mean, he's going to elevate this team that did have the 4th overall pick in the spring. They were 4-13 last NFL season. I think they'll be pushing for 9 wins or more, pushing for one of the final wildcard spots in the AFC. But the team, I've been raving about them the last few weeks. They upgraded their offensive line to help protect their sophomore quarterback, Drake May. Drafted Will Campbell, 4th overall offensive lineman from LSU in the NFL draft. They brought in Stephon Diggs, which was a surprise acquire at the wide receiver position during the offseason. They drafted running back TreVeyon Henderson from Ohio State. That's going to be a good 1-2 punch at the running back position with TreVeyon Henderson and Stevenson still in the backfield. The defense could be solid. They're led by their cornerback and Christian Gonzalez. I think he has the potential to be a top 5 corner as early as this NFL season. And they have one of the easiest schedules in the league this year. They only play a total of 5 playoff teams from a year ago. So Mike Vrabel truly could be a lock to win Coach of the Year this NFL season. But those are my thoughts and those are my predictions of the 2025-2026 NFL regular season award predictions.